For his mathematics project, Donald took a survey of the number of occupants in each of the 30 cars that entered the school parking lot. The table below gives the results of his survey. So we have a number of occupants and we have a number of cars. So there were 11 cars in which there was only one occupant or only one person. There were 8 cars in which there were only 2 persons inside the car. There were 5 cars in which there were 3 persons or 3 occupants in the car. There were 3 cars that had 4 occupants. There were 2 cars that had 5 occupants inside the car, and there was 1 car that had 6 occupants in the car. Now here they want us to here they want us to calculate the total number of occupants of the cars. Now we list our data set, and our data set, notice that we have 1 11 times. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Notice that we have 2 8 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice that we have 3 5 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice that we have 4 3 times. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice that we have 5 twice, 1, 2, and then we have 6 once. They want us to determine the number of occupants of the cars. And so in order to do that, we have to multiply 1 times 11 because there were 11 cars that had 1 occupant. And we have to do 2 times 8 because there were 8 cars that had 2 occupants. And we have to do 5 times 3 because there were 5 cars that had 3 occupants. We have to do 4 times 3 because there were 3 cars that had 4 occupants. And we have to do 5 times 2 because there were 2 cars that had 5 occupants. And we have to do 6 times 1 because there was only 1 car with 6 occupants. And then we add them up. So we have, when we multiply 1 times 11 and 2 times 8 and 3 times 5 and 4 times 3 and 5 times 2 and 6 times 1, and we add them all up, we get 70. So the total number of occupants of the cars is 70. Next, it says that they want us to determine the mean number of occupants per car. The mean number. Now the mean means that we have to add up all of the occupants of the car, right? We have to add them all up, and that's what we did in the previous question. And then we have to divide it by the number of cars, right? So we add up all of the occupants and we divide it by the number of cars that we have. Now, what was the number of cars? Well, we have 11 cars. We have 8, we have 5, we have 3, we have 2, and we have 1. And so that's why we have this at the bottom. So 11 plus 8 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. And so we take the total number of occupants, which is 70, and we divide it by the total number of cars. And so that's going to give us the mean. So it's going to be 70 divided by 30. And 70 divided by 30 is definitely when we could reduce it. So what I did here, I cancel out the zeros. So we cancel the zeros and we left with 7 over 3. And then I divide it. So 7 divided by 3 is definitely 2.3333333, and the list goes on. So what did we do? Well, the first thing we did, we cancel out this 0 with this 0. And so we are left with 7 over 3, and then I divided it. 7 divided by 3 is 2.333333, and the list goes on. So that's why we have the bar on top of it. So the mean number of occupants per car is 2.33333, and the list goes on with more 3's. Next, we need to determine the median number of occupants per car. Now we need the median. How are we going to determine the median? Now the median is the number in the middle, right? And so in order for us to do this, we're going to determine that which number is in the middle. And so this 1 cancels with this 6, and this one cancels with this 5. This one cancels with this 5. This one cancels with this 4. This one cancels with this 4. This one cancels with this 4. This one cancels with this 3. 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 This 2 cancels with this 2. This 2 cancels with this 2. This 2 cancels with this 2. And so we are left with 2 numbers in the middle, which is 2 and 2. So that means that the median, right? The median is going to be equal to, so let's do this. The median is going to be equal to, so median equals to the sum of 2 and 2. So it's going to be 2 plus 2. But we have to divide it, right? We have to divide it by 2. And so the median is 2 plus 2 divided by 2. What is 2 plus 2? Well, 2 plus 2 is definitely 4. It's going to be 4 divided by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is definitely 2. Okay, so 4 divided by 2 is definitely 2. So that means that the median number of occupants per car is 2. And that's our answer for this question. So the median, right? The median, let me erase this, erase all this. So what do we do to find the median? Well, we found the 2 numbers that was in the middle. In this case, there are 2 numbers in the middle. Sometimes there's 1, but in this case, there's 2. Then we found the average of those 2 numbers. So we add them and then divide it by 2. And so therefore, the median number of occupants per car is 2. And that's the answer to this question. Moving right along, we have to determine the modal number of occupants per car. Now, what is the modal number of occupants per car? The modal, right? Modal. What do we mean by modal? Well, modal, right, is associated with this word mode. And what do we mean by mode? Well, the mode, right? The mode is the number that appears the most, right? Or the most popular value in the data set. So let's look at our data set. And so our data set is up there. Which number appears the most frequently? The answer is definitely 1, all right? And we know it's 1 because 1 appears 11 times, right? If we look at the chart, right? 1 appears 11 times, all right? And so that means that the modal number of occupants per car is 1. And that's the answer to this question. So the modal number of occupants per car is definitely 1. And that's the answer to this question.